Hi there, it's Tracy here from the Papercraft Studio. Thank you for joining me today. Today I'm going to show you how I made this hand-penned layered card. I wanted to make something quite simple for one of my class by post projects because the other two projects were a bit more involved. So it's just nice, I think, sometimes just to layer up, have a little different layout on here. And so actually, bizarrely, this was the one that took me the longest to design, and it looks like the most simple one, but that's the way it goes sometimes. So I'm going to show you the supplies I've used. So you need a thick basic white card base. That's half a piece of A4. And these layers are based on using this A4, but they would work with US sizes as well. So Highland Heather, this piece measures 4 inches by 3.5, and you also need a piece of Highland Heather that measures 2 1/8 by 2 1/8. This basic white layer measures 3 3/4 by 3 1/4. You need another piece of basic white which measures let's see, 1 7/8 by 1 7/8. And I've gone ahead and used the stitched with whimsy die on here, so I'll show you those in a second. The designer series paper layer you need is 3.5 inches by 3 inches. And actually, if you've got this in a kit from me, you could use either side. So I might use this side tonight. And I'm just going to show you these papers because they are so pretty. So they're called hand-penned. And they are just so pretty. It's got really nice B-sides again, really subtle colours in here. So you'd get loads and loads, I love this one as well, loads of really pretty cards or bags out of these. I think that, oh, there's one more, there we go. Is that the last one? I think so, yeah. So really, really beautiful, subtle colours in those. Okay, so like I say, I might use the other side tonight. Couple more supplies actually you need. So some more Highland Heather, and this piece measures 2 3/4 by 3/4, and the same for another basic white, and that's going to be our little banner piece here. And then some scraps just to cut out the flowers. And the punch I've used is a new one in the annual catalogue, and it's called Flowers and Leaves. Let's see where it's not too, show you that side. So you get a bigger flower, smaller one, and a couple of leaves here. So it has a matching stamp set as well, so pretty. And some really nice thank you sentiments on there. So you can buy this as a bundle with the punch and save yourself 10%. But I love all these. But I didn't use that stamp set in this instance. The greeting I've used, so I just wanted a happy birthday one for this card, is from Best Year. Really good ones on there as well. Okay, so let me show you how I lined it all up. Check I've got it opening the right way. Okay, so we're going to put together these layers. If you're using this floral side, just check you've got your flowers up the right way. So go ahead and move the card face for a second. I stuck all of these down just with liquid glue. This is a really nice layout of a card that you can use with so many different papers and different coloured cardstock to coordinate with yours. So it's a good one to keep in the back of your mind if you want to put together quite a quick card. And of course, if you don't have the stitch with whimsy dies, this can just be a straight edge. Okay, so this time I'm going to go with this side, but I love this side that I'm putting glue on now, but just to show you the alternative, especially if you've got this in a kit from me, that's the right way up. Okay. I did just say, actually, I was going to show you this stitch with whimsy dies, didn't I? And then I forgot. So these don't actually cut out the paper. You can see I've cut the square, and then this just leaves this imprint. So I've used the second biggest one here, but I tried to use this one for the label, but it just didn't, it was just too big. But I love all of these, and I'm going to be using them a lot, so definitely a good one to have in your stash. Okay, so that's layered up, and then to pop that onto the card, again I just used liquid glue, and I lined it up so I had 3 even edges round here, so it's offset to one side. Of course you could pop it in the middle, but I just wanted mine offset. So I hope you're all doing well. Summer's on its way. It's in here in the UK, it's going to start getting hotter from tomorrow, which isn't my favourite thing, but I know for most people it is. So I'm happy for you all. I'll be mainly in my lovely cool house or under my gazebo outside. Okay, so so the Stitched with Whimsy layer, I popped on some dimensionals. I was going to put it all up on dimensionals, but I wasn't sure how I wanted to. Did I put it all up? No, I didn't. I wasn't sure if I wanted this to slide under, if I wanted it to go in between, but I went with it going under in the end. So this layer, I'm going to put some dimensionals on the back. Oops. So yeah, we've got restrictions lifting next week. I've had lots of people asking actually when we're going to go back to doing classes in person, and the truthful answer is I don't exactly know, although I'm aiming for September. The venue I want to use, I used to do them in my house, but to keep everyone safe, I want to space everyone else out, and also I want to, you know, protect my home and my children. So I want to do it in a different venue, and they haven't decided on their opening hours yet, so I'm just waiting for that. I'm hoping by Monday, which is the day where a lot of the all of the restrictions have lifted really, I'm just going to find out hopefully soon after that if I can use it. That would be ideal. If not, I'll find a plan B, but it should be September, all going well. Okay, so here you can have this further in, further out. I've put it not quite in the middle of this here, this line, slightly over and then slightly down again. I prefer things to be slightly offset, but before I stick that down, I'm going to do the sentiment. So I've used Highland Heather ink, and like I say, I used the Happy Birthday to You stamp. Okay, so let's ink this up. And what I did, I haven't quite done it straight to this end because I want to leave a little bit to cut a flag end, but also I want to leave more this end so that I can tuck it under. Okay, so at this end, let's get my snips. So to cut this flag end, I'm just going to cut up the middle here, and don't worry, if you end up stamping further this end, you can adjust how far in you go with this, and just corner up to that center point, and there's your flag end. And I'm going to do the same on this piece here of Highland Heather. It doesn't have to be exactly the same either. You could leave them without cutting them, of course, as well. And then I wanted to just offset those before I stuck them down. So I had, when I actually stuck them down, I had the Happy Birthday going straight and the Highland Heather layer offset, but you could choose which. So have a little practice to see how far over you want to stick them. So I'm going to stick these two together first. Don't put your glue too far over actually, because when you offset them it might not be all stuck to it. So let's just do this up in the air in case I've gone too far over. No, I'm fine. Okay, so again, like I say, work out where you want to do that, where you want to put this. So have that in mind when you go to stick the sentiment down. So I'm going to leave that in place, pop some glue on the back. Oops, mine slid over again. Let's offset it. Glue on the back of this one. And then hold that in place, just slide that under slightly. Oh, so pretty. Even with this one up, I know it's a bit fussier, this print, but I just love them both. And then some glue on the back of this one. And flip that over. Pop that where you want it to go. Okay, and I've gone ahead and punched my flowers. So I did the bigger one in Highland Heather, and you can just pull them up a little bit if you want to. I punched the smaller one in basic white, and then I've just gone around the edges with my blending brush here and just put some Highland Heather on here. And so I tend to come off the page a bit before going on to here, so I just wanted a little touch of colour on there. And then I cut 2 leaves in which colour was that? Soft Succulent. It's one of our new colours, because I wanted to use that ribbon as well. It's actually mint macaron in the designer series paper, but they're very similar, the 2 colours, so I thought they both worked well. Okay, so some glue on the bottom of this one. My glue always dries up as I'm filming, so I don't put the lid on. I should. Okay, so I'm going to put this down the bottom here slightly. And then with the white one, you can just put it over the top perfectly, but I wanted mine, I like things a little bit wonky, so I went offset a little bit again, but you choose on yours. Okay, because I think, you know, flowers aren't symmetrical, they aren't perfect, are they? And then the leaves, these look really nice if you stamp them, but when I'm doing my kits, my posts, I'm not allowed to stamp images, so that's against the Demonstrator rules from Stampin' Up. So I just punched these out. You can choose which way you have the little bits going, but I'm going to overlap these 2. It's only going to be a little bit poking out, and have a little play to see where you want them coming out. I'm going to put mine up there. And again, you don't have to have them on at all, and the same with the ribbon, you don't have to use that. I just did it on this one to pull out the colours in the green here, but again, it's in here, so it's up to you whether you go ahead and use those there, but I'm going to pop them on. Oops, that's a lot down the bottom. And just slide that underneath there. Okay, and then I finished it off with what are these called? Pastel Pearl, and these have got adhesive backs. So when you get them, there's 4 different colours, and the reason I've got a little one like this is because, again, I sent them out of my kits, so this is what I have here. So you're just going to pop that in the centre there, which I thought was a perfect way to finish that one off. And then ribbon. Okay, so I wanted something quite simple up the top here, so all I've done is, this is a, let me just see the size, 4-inch piece of ribbon, so not a lot at all. I'm just going to tie it in a single knot and try and get the knot kind of central. Okay, like that. And then I've just literally popped a glue dot underneath there and stuck that on, and you can choose which way up looks better to you. And then you can trim it down, so let's pop a glue dot on the back of the knot. And then I just popped it. You could put it down here if you want a bit more contrast on the, where should I put it? No, let's leave it up here. I might do it a bit higher this time so it goes across the Highland Heather at the top. And then, like I say, just trim off, whoops, however much you want to come off. And there you have it. Very sweet, hand-penned, layered birthday card. I hope you've enjoyed making that. Take care, see you soon, bye.